Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome back to another video, this time in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, where we are looking at the recent traffic injection update that has now been made available to all users of the highly popular air traffic control program Beyond ATC. Now, one of the big disadvantages of Microsoft Flight Sim 24 at the moment is its lack of real-world airlines and aircraft. Even if you have airline packages like FSLTL or FS Traffic imported into your community folder, the simulator simply cannot read those models and liveries. And even when you're using the generic Flight Sim live traffic data, which from what I've seen is very good in terms of its accuracy, it will just show generic aircraft and certainly doesn't look like their real world counterparts. So basically a good traffic injection program is something missing from Flight Sim 24. And even the highly popular freeware traffic injector FSLTL sadly is not yet compatible with Flight Sim 24 either. The only way at the moment to get realistic looking aircraft flying around in the new sim is to use something like vPilot, which obviously is the client for the online BATC network. This will read the third-party liveries and models and model matching, etc. That all works fine, but of course not everybody wants to fly on online networks such as BATC. Now, Beyond ATC, which has actually worked from day one with Microsoft Flight Simulator 24 in terms of its air traffic control, which of course lots of people really like because of course it's realistic, gives proper commands, and for those wanting to eventually work their way up to flying online with real human air traffic controllers and other human pilots on something like the BATC network, Beyond ATC is a great training tool. And not only that, if you haven't yet heard the different voices that it uses, then just take a quick listen.
London Control, IC19 Alpha, flight level 282.
IC19 Alpha, London Control, radar contact, continue climb to flight level 380.
Continue climb to flight level 380, IC19 Alpha.
Ryanair 3, Papa Whiskey, leave Dane heading 020, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 23 right.
So obviously not only do you get realistic air traffic control instructions, you also get the realistic voices to go with it. Both of them a vast improvement on Flight Simulator default ATC. Now, the traffic injection that we get from Beyond ATC has been available previously in Flight Sim 24 in the experimental branch. So you are probably aware that there are actually two versions of Beyond ATC you can purchase. You can purchase the standalone version as it is, and this gives you the early access edition. They call it early access because at the moment, by their own admission, they deem the product as not yet finished. Hence, it is in early access for everybody to enjoy, report bugs back, and obviously then the developers can work with that. However, you can also purchase the supporters pack. The supporters pack is simply a donation, a way of showing a little bit of extra gratitude to the developers, and if you did purchase the supporters pack, you get access to the experimental version. This is where more brand new things are being worked on, but obviously not bug free, and it's just a way that the developers give you a little bit of a thank you to say thank you for supporting us, and you have access to these very early experimental features. So the traffic injection has been available in the experimental version for quite a while now. However, as of a couple of days ago, it's now been moved up into the early access version. The early access version is the main version everybody has when they purchase Beyond ATC. If you then go to the options page, scroll down, there you will be able to set all the parameters for the injected traffic. We have parked traffic density, which is basically how many aircraft you're going to see spawned in at the gate. We have then the departures, which is, again, as it sounds like, just the amount of departures you're going to get, the amount of arrivals you're going to get, and then we have the en route density. En route density is aircraft which are departing from or arriving at any airport which is not an airport that you as the user are departing from or arriving to. So kind of overflying aircraft going into different places en route. Next then, we also have the option for your model matching. Now I have both FSLTL and I have FS Traffic. I don't have AIG installed, but these are the three packages that Beyond Air Traffic Control uses to model match and make everything look realistic when it spawns those aircraft in. You can use these and set various priorities by moving them up and down, etc. So set these as you wish. Now, traffic injection has been a long-term goal of Beyond ATC, and it was promised ever since its release, and the team have done an incredible amount of work in getting this all working, even though it is still in the early access stages. So there are over 1 million flights in their database, of course based on real-world operations, and the gates that the airlines will park at are according to the real world as well, regardless of what scenery files you've got installed. The way that each aircraft flies, rotates, lands, flares, etc. has also been taken into account with different parameters for each different kind of aircraft. So for instance, a heavy 747 you're going to see taking a much longer time on the runway when departing than say a little CRJ. Aircraft 2 will rotate by lifting the nose up smoothly before it starts to become unstuck from the runway. Similarly, when landing, it will pitch accurately for a soft touchdown. This is something that the default Flight Simulator Traffic Injector does not do, so everything is going to look much more realistic when Beyond ATC is controlling the traffic. Not only that, the air traffic control is rather intelligent with its traffic injection. There is a taxi logic behind everything, so aircraft shouldn't end up nose to nose in a standoff situation, which you sadly do get with the default air traffic control. ATC also knows about different aircraft characteristics in terms of their categories. So if there is a large aircraft taking off, then aircraft that are told to line up and wait will be warned of wake vortices and also time given for separation, just as would be done in the real world. There's also a bird's eye logic now installed, which means that the controllers of the airport have a situational awareness of everything that's not just going off in their own sector, but the other sectors around it, making sure that everything is coordinated before handing off from one sector to another. Now, even with all of this logic, go-arounds are possible. If traffic is still on the runway, air traffic control will tell the injected AI traffic and even the user's aircraft that they need to go around. Traffic in this instance will not just simply disappear, but they will then get full vectored back into the circuit to begin their approach again. Now, obviously, the concept of all of this traffic injection was originally done with Flight Sim 2020 in mind, but the team do now have it also working with Flight Sim 2024. However, the devs do warn that it does seem a lot more difficult to get the traffic to do what they wanted to do in Flight Sim 24, as it's not handled the same way as in 2020. But from what I've seen so far, they seem to be doing a very good job. So now traffic injection is available for every user of Beyond ATC. Let me know how you are getting on with it, or now that traffic injection is included, are you going to make the leap and purchase Beyond ATC, whereas before this was something you were waiting for? And of course, are you using it in Flight Sim 2020 or are you using it in Flight Sim 2024 and enjoying this newfound reality that we've got? Because let's face it, flying with empty skies is just not the same. Don't forget as well to check out our channel partners, the Contrail store, where we have a 10% discount code for users, enabling you to save 10% off your entire basket. And of course, also our InnoBuilds partnership, link in the video description down below. Using this link to purchase any of your InnoBuilds aircraft or sceneries helps support the channel. So thank you to everyone who does that for us. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, if you have, please don't forget to leave a like, and if you're not yet a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of our future videos and of course live streamed flights. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye bye for now.